Nelson Tollett now at full-back. Rob Smythe, John Timu, Chris Ryan and Wes Cotton comes in on the wing. Glenn Eyre and Sean Edwards, the half-back combination that worked so well last week against Warrington after the first 10 minutes. Grant Young, Bart Williams makes his full debut at hooker alongside Mark Carroll. Peter Gill is the skipper with Steele Retchless in the second row, and Terry Matheson is the London loose forward. And waiting their chance, the substitutes, Adrian Spencer, Matt Dudford, Robbie Beasley and Shane Millard, the man who has only just arrived here, of course, in the past 10 days from down under. The coach is Tony Curry. Now, the league leaders, and if you notice, their numbers 1 to 13, so this must be Wigan's first choice side. Radlinski at fullback, Robinson, Moore, Connolly, Bell, Paul and Smith. Up front, 8 to 13, Cowie, McCormack, Mestrov, Betts and Horton, Farrell, loose forward and captain. The first team on duty. And on the bench, Cassidy, O'Connor, Gilmore and Johnson. Coach John Money. So laid back tonight, it's unbelievable. And a shirt-sleeve crowd because summer really has arrived in the capital. Over the past 3 days, the temperatures have been nudging the 80s and certainly 90s today. And Fred and Barney are out there as well. And everybody enjoying the pre-match build-up as Wigan emerge from the dressing room. They're 4 points cleared at the top of Super League, so no matter what happens here, they're safe. Just the one defeat, though it was a close-run thing a week ago against Halifax. By mile, the best attack and defence in the business, and Gary Connolly, their leading scorer. Wigan, the odds-on favourites to reach the inaugural grand final on October the 24th. And their outstanding captain, Andy Farrell, leads Wigan onto the field. To a great reception, not only from the Londoners in this crowd, but also the many, many Wiganers who have made the journey south to be with them here this evening. Andy Farrell, the only man ever to have started all 59 in Super League so far. Well, London beat Wigan here last year by 38 points to 12. It remains Wigan's widest losing margin in the Super League so far. Big question, can they repeat that form here? Because this year, London have struggled to reach those heady heights, but 3 wins in a row have taken them to within touching distance now of the top 5. They are modest scorers. Chris Ryan, he is their leading scorer with 6, but over the last 3 matches, the opposition has been restricted to just 28 points. They are back on track for the playoffs, and Steele Retchless is their tackling machine. Against Bradford in Scotland recently, came up with no fewer than 63 tackles. Great atmosphere as London take the field too. Aided by the fireworks, of course, and this beautiful summer's evening down here in the capital. It really is glorious. Shirt sleeve order. This is what the Super League is meant to look like. Sunglasses and shorts on the terraces, as well as the shorts on the field itself. And that's the scene here at the Stoop tonight. And those in-goal areas, as Steve-O said in his pre-match build-up, and as we discussed again with Sean McRae, I wonder just how crucial we will look back and think they have been come the end of the night. Because, Steve-O, you're right, they are twice the size that they normally are.
Well, it's obviously that the London coach, Tony Curry, wanted it that way, and their half-back, Sean Edwards, very good kicking game, but you did make the point also that Wigan, they haven't a bad kicker either in Andrew Farrell. Tony Smith, he's pretty capable too, but that is the key man. They certainly will be looking towards him to continue with his success since he's returned to the Stoop.
So Matheson starts this eagerly awaited contest between these two, and the ball bounces twice before finding touch. Robinson and Henry Paul not interested, so the first scrum of the match will go down. Good kick-off by Matheson, this.
Certainly was, but the Wigan players not interested at all. It is a very balmy night, so therefore fitness could also be a major factor. It's very warm out there.
The sun dipping behind the stand, though, that we are seated in, and thankfully, as the sun dipped behind the stand as we were discussing the prospects for this match in the half hour before kick-off, the temperature noticeably has dropped. But it's still a lovely summer's evening, and that's why the people of the capital have responded in their numbers. The best team in the country is here, Wigan, and the team that has ambitions to be one of the best teams in the country, London, are facing them. Head-to-head in all meetings since 1980, when London were born, Wigan with the overwhelming advantage. And here in London, it's not quite so overwhelming, is it? And they will remember that victory here at the Stoop last year.
Pretty shaky start there by Wigan. Ball went astray. They were looking to actually keep that alive so could they get the big kick in. And as normally, the Wigan chase is pretty solid. Defences will be on top. That was a feature of the last two games, especially for London and Wigan. Their defence has been quite outstanding.
Timu with the run. It was well watched there by Tony Smith, who got the tackle in along with Danny Moore. Now this is Steele Reckless. Bart Williams was the dummy half, gave it immediately to Edwards, and Edwards hands it on then to Grant Young. Neil Cowie and Robbie McCormack get to him with a little bit of help from Henry Paul. This now Matheson. Terry Matheson, who had an outstanding game, of course, for the Brisbane Broncos against Wigan in the World Club Challenge 1992. Edwards under pressure, got the kick in with the left foot, wasn't the best, claiming it came off the Wigan player. And did the Wigan player make a play for it? Yes, he did. It's head and feet here to the Broncos.
Well, I'm not so sure. Robbie McCormack looked to be turning his back on it. It was put under pressure by Henry Paul. Well, I don't know about that one. I thought the hooker was trying to get out of the way. Still, fortunate for the Broncos. They won't grumble.
They're in possession with Timu. Good tackling again, though, from this Wigan defence. Now Rob Smythe. Big game for him as well. We've mentioned Shaun Edwards, of course, and Rob Smythe and Wes Cotton are former Wiganers. Here is Mark Carroll. Mark Carroll with a new hairdo. It looks like new hairdos are all the rage at the London Broncos. Look out for Tulson Tollett. He's got a bit of a mop head. But Chris Ryan couldn't pick that ball up. That's a knock-on.
Not the best pass, as you'll see. It was always going to be dipping. Glenn Eyre didn't have enough beef behind it. Well, Chris Ryan has come in from the wing. Of course, they've had to move Tulson Tollett from the centres to the full-back for the injured Matt Toshak. I'm not so sure that's a bad thing for the Broncos. I really do rather fancy Chris Ryan in the centres than being wasted out on the wing. Got far too much talent for mine.
This is Mark Bell. He's coming off his wing.
Pretty close to a forward, that one.
And it was lost anyway. Timu with a big hit, and the Wigan man is flat out.
Well, I think it's Danny Moore. That's a forward pass. It came off Bell. Certainly was forward. And Danny Moore, not too fit at the moment. It was a big hit, though.
Danny Moore has taken his place now in the defensive line. Referee wants the ball feeding into the scrum again. Not happy.
I'm not surprised. That didn't even get anywhere near going inside.
That's out. It's okay. Play on, play on, play on, play on. Okay.
Peter Gill was able to pick up the loose ball and then almost waited for the tackle. This is Glenn Eyre now. Started shakily last week against Warrington, but didn't come good in the end. 2 tries. Bart Williams gets Mark Carroll away.
Interesting to see the Wigan defence. It's not a sliding situation at the moment. They're moving up quickly out wide. It's what we classify as an umbrella defensive pattern.
This is Matheson. It really is a big night this for the Broncos. Big crowd in here. If they can match Wigan all the way, what will it do to their immediate future? Kick was from Edwards. It didn't make the in-goal area. Radlinski claimed it.
Well taken there. And a real impact. And it looks as though someone's down there in the back play.
This is Horton, though, and Horton's on a marauding run. Timu the first man to get to him, but Horton gets 10 metres into the London Broncos half, and that ball was not played properly. Horton saying he was impeded as he got to his feet.
Well, they all try to do it. You've got to regain your feet before you can place the ball on the ground. A lot of players try to get away with it, and I think he'd every right there to look at the referee, Horton. There was a hand in there.
Well, a great run from Horton, but London are now back in possession. Eyre gets the pass away. And that's Grant Young, plays it to Bart Williams. Williams then to Carroll.
Good solid defence there. You see Neil Cowie. They certainly missed him, especially with his strong runs. Takes the ball up all day, does Cowie. been one of the form prop forwards for mine throughout this season.
Rexless, that's good play by London. They've kept this ball alive. Here now is Glen Eyre. There's a London player down and in a little bit of trouble over on the far side. I think it's Bart Williams. This is Rob Smythe. He gives it to Edwards. He finds Grant Young, and Young drives the ball down the middle. He's in a lot of strife, Bart Williams, on this his full debut. Meanwhile, this attack continues with Gill and now Matheson. Good defence, though, from Farrell. This is the last tackle. Edwards gives it to Tollett. Tollett tries to dab it through. And it bounced off the legs of a Wigan player. And Tollett, well, I'm not so sure about the hairdo.
Neither am I. I'm not so sure about the kick either. You can see there it was definitely touched by Chris Ryan, the centre. That's the reason why Wigan have possession. But both sides just trying to feel their way through it. Not prepared to do anything outlandish at the moment.
Dummy from Farrell, but Timu wouldn't be fooled. McCormack, dummy half. He gives it to Cowie. Cowie deciding to take on Carroll. Flicks a poor back pass, and Henry Paul did well under pressure from Edwards and launches an attack. What a run this is from Paul. He's beaten 4 and he's got Robinson in support. Brilliant play. Robinson twisting and turning. They can't put him down. Now they do. Good tackle from Grant Young in the end.
It had to be as well, but good work by Bart Williams. He was injured a couple of moments before. That'll be a knock-on.
London have got it back, I think.
Bit of a punch up there. It looks like Young and Cowie having a set 2 in the background. The referee shouted at them to get away. Thankfully they have.
Touch judge was watching that closely as London continued with this attack. 8 minutes gone, but it's been a much better start to this match than it was for London in Warrington last Sunday. Round about this stage of the match, then they were 12-0 down. Here it is now, 0-0, 8 minutes gone. And London enjoying the better of the possession. This is Gill.
Great defence there by Farrell, the skipper. It had to be as well. Gill had thrown the dummy.
There's another kick forward, but again Edwards doesn't find in goal, only finds Radlinski instead. He then hands it on to Mark Bell. Danny Moore's waiting outside him, and Danny Moore gets it. Smythe. They got to him, but he still released the pass to Radlinski. Wigan keeping this ball alive at every opportunity. Betts gets to his feet, plays the ball. McCormack finds Mestrov, and he will want a big game for Wigan on this, his first return to the Stoop since his transfer at the end of last year. Smith now, up the middle he goes. Good tackling by Grant Young again. McCormack, dummy half. Misses out Betts, goes for Robinson. Robinson puts it down. Smythe has got it for London. And Wigan are dropping ball again, just as they did last Friday against Halifax.
You could see there Robinson looking at the defence coming towards him. Tollett through!
Beautiful break from Tollett. He's taking on Radlinski for pace. Radlinski gets to him. Wonderful tackle. Now Radlinski has got to release it. Tollett, quick play the ball. Wigan a stretch. This is Matheson. Matheson then back to Bart Williams. He helps it on to Edwards. London now will come down the right-hand side with Glen Eyre, and Glen Eyre gets the try. Well, he followed on from his 2 tries against Warrington last week, and he's come up here with the first try of this match, and that was wonderful London play. Wigan put the ball down, Tollett set off on a run, they then switched the direction of the attack, and Eyre was in.
Well, it may be the Eyre style, but he certainly had the speed here. Tollett really just sidestepped there off the left. He really burst through. Good work by Chris Radlinski. But the most important factor, Tollett wanted to get on with it as quick as they could. And when they did, they really had the Wigan defence stretched. Good long ball out wide there from Edwards. Look at the shimmy there. Super stuff. Robinson could do nothing about that. He's in fine form. This is a mistake from Robinson. You could see clearly he took his eyes off the football. And from that mistake comes the first try of the game. Simple, basic football. Work them to one side. Keep it alive. Throw the dummy in when you've got speed like that. He's in top form.
He is. Glen Eyre now consecutive tries in matches for the Broncos, who began his career at Illawarra in Australia. He did well against Wigan in April at Central Park, and a little smile on the face of Tony Curry. right at the back of the stand here this week, watching. And in communication, of course, with his touchline bench. Now Mattison trying to add the extras, and it just drifts and hits the post. It was well on the way, and then just drifted at the last minute and struck the post. So it's London 4 and Wigan 0.
Wonderful technique there. Look how you see the 4 defenders. That's Mattison with the football, but look how far he passes the ball back. It's all about giving yourself space out there, and that is what they did. You could see the Wigan defence just hesitate, and once this fella threw the dummy and the shimmy, it was always going to be 4.
A problem for John Money. First blood to London Broncos. 4-0 then. Mattison's conversion hit the post. Well, Wigan started in this sort of mode last Friday against Halifax. They struck back to win, but I wonder what our guest this evening, Sean McRae, thinks about this Wigan performance, because in 4 games against his St Helens side this year, Wigan have been absolutely flawless. But he's watched them now in 2 weeks, and they've put more ball down in the match last week and in the 12 minutes here than they did in those 4 games against the Saints.
Well, to be fair to the London Broncos defence, they've moved up quickly, getting to their face, and they've pressurised those mistakes.
That's a surprising scoreline, meanwhile, from Don Valley, the bottom club Huddersfield, 6-0 up against the Sheffield Eagles. 10 minutes gone there. And Danny Moore managed to get that ball away on the last tackle. The referee shouts to Tollett that the ball had been played. It played and hit a London player, and by the looks of things, this is going to be head and feet to Wigan, and it is.
Certainly will, do. It was a wicked bounce, though, for Tollett to come across. Desperation. And the charge down.
Smythe went for it.
Well, it appeared that way, doesn't it? Yep, he tried to charge it down. Once you raise the arms, that's classified as trying to go for the football.
Henry Paul at dummy half. Here's Tony Smith. Now Danny Moore takes over again. Picked out by Retzless. Tackle completed by Carroll. McCormack to Dennis Betts. Betts trying to straighten it up. Young and also Peter Gill did well. McCormack again to Tony Smith. Tony Smith just showed it and going for the line of his own. Smith. He's held up though, is he? He hasn't got the ball down.
I think he has.
Well, the referee will hand it on.
Control that when he grounded it, please.
It certainly hit terra firma. Whether he had full control of it, I think this will be a try. They came across tight to turn him on his back, and he does get turned on his back. But watch the white ball. Here it is. That's where it hits. It certainly has got that down, and I think is in full control. Good work there by Tony Smith. Showed a lot of courage and strength. He's still controlling that ball. You see the arm over. Now then, that's interesting. This may be classified as losing control for a split second there. Now that's tremendous work from the cameraman, isn't it?
Was it tremendous work from Tony Smith? He's waiting for the decision. We all are. The try is given. Tony Smith gets the try. The London supporters don't agree with the video ref's decision. But Tony Smith into double figures now alongside Gary Connolly with 10 for Wigan this year.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? You could see there that the first time they've really launched anything at the Broncos defence. He threw the dummy there, and Steele Retzless was the man that missed him. That is extremely rare for Retzless to miss the man. Now, did he lose control there? I think he did. I really think that Smith, on the slow-mo replay, has lost total control. Maybe the video ref has said that Tollett has knocked the ball away. It'll be a bit clearer here. There's Retzless missing one of the rare tackles. Smythe went there. Tollett turns him over. Well, it's a tough one, but I think he lost control just at this point. There it goes. The arm comes away, then he grabs it.
Well, the try's given, and he is the best kicker in the game at the moment, but he misses as well. So it's 4 points all, and for Tony Smith, that's the 4th game in a row in the Super League against London that Smith has scored a try for Wigan.
Very quick off the mark, and it was well taken there. I'm afraid the London defence was caught napping. They expected a longer ball out wide to the loose forward, Andrew Farrell. There's so much speed off the mark. Tony Smith having a tremendous season for the Warriors.
To me. Don't look at the lines, Dennis, look at me.
Just over a quarter of an hour gone here then. It's 4 points all between London and Wigan. And we have some news coming in from pitchside. Let's go down and join Bill Arthur.
Well, you might notice that John Timu for the London Broncos has got a lot of strapping on his forehead. He started off with a big bandage around there. He's now got black tape. Underneath all that is a nasty gash on his forehead, which he picked up early on in the clash of heads. They're hoping that this will suffice, but he might have to come off and have stitches put in. The other worry for the London Broncos is a rib injury to Peter Gill.
So London at the moment doing it tough, carrying a couple of knocks out there. And at the moment, Wigan are carrying the football in the shape of Mark Bell. He plays it quickly and finds Robinson had to play the ball behind him.
Well, we mentioned before the kick-off, Eddie, that the fact that they had lengthened the in-goal area. In fact, they've doubled the area in there, but yet we have not seen a kick from Shaun Edwards trying to utilise it.
Well, he's had a couple of high kicks, hasn't he? But he's not actually got the range in yet.
Not yet, but it's what they need.
Betts, good break, finds Henry Paul. He flicks it to Connolly. Connolly then on to McCormack. McCormack from a standing start. Two little dummies. London have held off, maybe fakely. Oh, Gill missed the tackle. Now he gets to Horton, but Horton all wrapped up, is he? Or can he release the pass? No, that's the last one. London have pinched the ball. Two-man tackle. Penalty to Wigan.
Good second effort there by Horton, but what a great run from the hooker, Robbie McCormack. He really has been a unsung hero for the Wigan side, but you can see the strength of Horton, and it was Young that dragged the ball away. Just a little one, but look at the effort from this guy. Threw dummies from all over the shop. Slowed it down, threw another dummy, went on back on the inside, then lost it when Timu made contact. And the upper body strength of Horton did the rest.
McCormack then. Terrific little run from him to set up this opportunity for Wigan, because Andrew Farrell has decided to have a kick for goal from the penalty. Almost an indication really of the respect that Wigan have got for this London side. They're going to try and take the 2 points on offer here rather than run the ball as they are tempted to do against some others. There's the angle that Farrell has, and that giant picture of himself, of course, on the big screen. Great kick from Farrell, though. Not even the sight of himself, about 30 foot high, could put him off. Wigan take the lead then, 6 points to 4, courtesy of the boot of Andrew Farrell, the best kicker in the game.
Must be very distracting for any kicker, really, when you can actually see yourself in that large screen looming up behind them. Not a very happy face by the coach, Tony Carey, of the London Broncos. Not surprising either. You know that they got off to a great start, and it was pretty poor defence that allowed Smith to get through.
Yes, there are a couple of missed tackles there. You cannot allow this Wigan side to have latitude in defence like that. Carroll with the run.
Most amazing thing about it is it was Steele Retchless that missed it.
Well, here goes Retchless now, trying to make amends immediately. Clark Williams to Edwards. A little quiet, Shaun Edwards. This is Gill. Gill, well tackled by Henry Paul. Edwards picks the ball up one-handed off the floor. Cocky stuff.
Just making the point there, you can see the send-off Henry Paul. He's fast out of the blocks and applying the pressure.
Huge kick downfield. Bounces and Radlinski gets to it. And Chris Radlinski then feeds Robinson. He's so difficult to put down, and this is Robinson on his way again. And he's able to stand in the tackle and release the ball to Bell. Timu got to Mark Bell though. Radlinski now dummy half.
He had to as well. That was desperation tackle there by the centre, John Timu. Good support play though by Wigan.
Flicking the ball around with mesmerising speed, Wigan. That was a good tackle over on that far side.
Well read, Wes Cotton coming off the wing. It needs handwork though. Wigan keeping the ball alive.
McCormack, great run, punishing run, and Mestrov was the ever-willing man in support. McCormack gets it then to the try scorer Smith. He brings Robinson back on the inside, and there's space for Robinson. He's got Betts in support, and Betts is ankle tapped. Betts then thought the 100th try of his Wigan career was beckoning. This is McCormack. Now it's with Radlinski. Radlinski to Farrell. Farrell puts the kick in. It bounces off a Wigan player. It's still the last tackle. Mestrov gives it out wide to Connolly. Connolly, as he falls, gets it to Bell. Bell dabs it through. Bell! Oh, that's a brilliant try! That is quite magnificent from Mark Bell. That all happened on the last tackle, and Wigan frankly refused to let the ball die. Mark Bell chipped the ball over the top. It was a one-man effort in the end, but the team spirit and the team building for that try was quite brilliant. Bell with the try, and Wigan stretched their lead.
Outstanding effort. The team worked hard for each other. They would apply the pressure, and from here you could see Radlinski try to offload. It wasn't the best attempt from Farrell. Gill was in his face, but they would not lie down. Mestrov, he took him on the volley. Then we see Connolly, and from here it was a superb effort there by Bell. There was nowhere to go. Takes it, leans out. That is outstanding. You'll see from the high shot how they kept it alive, and they held off. They expected the kick. It was not the best. They did not play at that. That was a little wobble there from Mestrov. Interesting to see what happened, whether it was a knock-on or did he take it on the half volley. But this is interesting to see, isn't it? That's an outstanding individual effort from the winger.
Andy Farrell now with a kick from way out on the touchline, but left-footed. He can drift this in, and drift it in he has. Second successful kick then from Andrew Farrell, and Wigan now lead by 12 points to 4.
Well, what a fine effort by Mark Bell. And that perhaps could pay some of the high wages that he's been paid to come to Wigan. This is a ball back to Mestrov that had a little bit of a doubt about it. He fumbled it, but he caught it before it hit the ground again. That's okay. He did well. So did Bell.
And so did Wigan. They refused to let that ball die, despite the fact it was on the last tackle. They didn't panic. They waited for the opportunity to present itself, and it did for Mark Bell, who scored a try against London in the Challenge Cup semi-final in March. This is his 10th game in a row. It's his best sequence since he came to Central Park. Now London are 8 points adrift, having started so brightly, so promisingly. In possession now with Tollett. Grounded 10 metres inside his own half of the field. Bart Williams dummy half. Edwards, those hunched shoulders, but watched all the way by Paul and Farrell. Young goes off to be replaced by Dunford. There's Carroll. This is Reckless. He finds Glen Eyre. And Eyre tries to straighten it up now. All gone a little sour in the last 10 minutes for London after that early Glen Eyre try. Edwards will kick the ball through. Again, he doesn't make it to the in-goal area, so Radlinski's able to run the ball out. Tackled though by Timu and Smythe.
Well, the plan's certainly not working in the kicking department for Shaun Edwards, and it's one of the reasons why London have not continued to control this match. Full credit though to Wigan to come back with two quite outstanding tries.
Cowie was leading with the elbow then, leading with the forearm rather on Shaun Edwards. And Cowie now comes to the sideline. He is replaced by Terry O'Connor, I notice. So John Money has made a change. 24 minutes gone. Cowie replaced by the prop forward O'Connor. That was a huge tackle by Carroll on Smith. London have got the ball back. Bart Williams, he will play it to Matheson. Out wide it goes to Chris Ryan.
It was a real cruncher there by the big fella, Mark Carroll. That's why the ball spilt out. London desperate to get back into this match.
Edwards. Edwards nearly through. Vital tackle there by O'Connor, who has a right go at his defence. They were hanging off Edwards. Here's Gill. Not the best pass, but Dunford picks it up on the bounce. Edwards, he switches the direction of the attack again to Carroll. Carroll then to Timu out wide here. Timu shows it to Danny Moore, and Danny Moore makes the tackle. Retchless at dummy half. Matheson now. Matheson to within 11 metres of the line, but it's the last tackle for the London Broncos this set of 6. Here's Glenair. Here's an opportunity to use that deep in goal. Dunford gives it to Tollett. Tollett spills it. Radlinski picks up the pieces. The referee will put the ball on the spot where the mistake came. No advantage to Wigan.
Well, the idea was there. Dunford, the substitute, running the angle, bringing back the full-back, but he just couldn't take possession. But some big tackles there by the Wigan defence, and none better than Danny Moore, the centre. What a big battle it's going to be between Moore and John Timu tonight. They really have gone at each other, hammer and tong.
Terry O'Connor started the last 2 when Neil Cowie was out injured. Now he has replaced Neil Cowie. This is Simon Horton, another man on the verge of a milestone. He needs 3 for 50 tries for Wigan. Dennis Betts in possession now, needs 1 for 100 with Wigan. And Henry Paul, next try will be his 80th in the British game. So there's quite a few little personal milestones to achieve here tonight for the Wigan players.
Well taken by Tolson Tollett under severe pressure. Oh,
great break. Excellent tackle by Connolly. Edwards gets the pass away. This is Wes Cotton. Good ball, Glenair. It goes further wide. And Chris Ryan was almost through, but Mark Bell got a good tackle in on him. Here's Edwards. He gives it then to Cotton to take over again. Tackled by Mestrov, ball bounced free, and Wigan have got it back.
Cotton claiming that he had that ball taken out from him. And I think he might be right. There was interference by Horton with a man downstairs. It looked as though it was Tony Mestrov.
It was. Mark Carroll is withdrawn. Shane Millard comes on. The heat is certainly getting to these players, and that was a mistake from Radlinski. Timu hacks it on. Robinson was getting in the way, and I think London, I think London might get the penalty, but instead the referee gives London head and feet at the scrum because of the knock-on. There was a real wrestling match. It wasn't shoulder to shoulder, Shivo.
Well, it's pretty difficult to see. This is a knock-on, so he applied the advantage. You can do that. I'm not so sure that Robinson can move the arm. He can use the shoulder when you're both running in the same direction, but you cannot put your arm across the body. That should have been a penalty at the point of where he raised the arm.
Yeah, that was the point he was making, but the referee said no advantage forthcoming to London, so he puts the scrum down where the knock-on happened. Another score from Sheffield. Sheffield have steadied the ship. 18-6 now. Quarter of an hour to go in the first half. And of course Sheffield will leapfrog London if they win tonight and London lose here. It's all to play for in this top 5. Millard plays the ball quickly to Bart Williams. He finds Edwards. Edwards then to Glenair. The ball went backwards, says referee Stuart Cummings. Play on. Millard will restart this attack then. But not for long. They close in and get him down. O'Connor was there, so too was Betts. Now it's with Gill. Gill then out wide, it comes to Smythe.
All on his own though is the winger Smythe. Great defence. They slid across quickly, did Wigan.
Matheson. Millard. Short ball. Air got the pass away. Again it goes backwards. Play on again, but he calls last tackle.
Blind side.
There it is with Air. Chip out wide. He catches it on the full, does Ryan. Can't put the ball down though. Outstanding defence from Bell.
A great attacking ploy as well. What a beautiful kick over there, and you could see the impact. Chris Ryan certainly had a chance there, but the scrambling defence was up to it. Well, it's an outstanding game this. Both sides eager to keep the ball alive, especially Wigan, who are bringing the ball. High swinging arm there from Gill. He knew it too. But the way that Wigan are bringing the ball out 1 and 2 and then bringing it back on the angle is creating a few problems. There's the left arm going into the face of Andrew Farrell from that fellow, Peter Gill, the London skipper. Skipper on skipper.
Well, he's led London to 5 wins as captain. Simon Horton goes off, Lee Gilmore comes on. I think we'll see the coaches using their subs very carefully tonight with this heat wave that has struck the capital since Wednesday morning. What a shame it doesn't head north. It seems to get to Birmingham and then summer comes to an end. O'Connor. Paul. This is Danny Moore.
Well
Good
picked up
tackle.
there about Edwards. He had to as well. He could see the second phase.
Now then, Radlinski. Smith went for the gap. It was closed quickly there. Dunford got a very important tackle in with Millard. This is Farrell. Out wide it goes. They flicked this ball around beautifully, Wigan, when they're on song. Gilmore plays the ball to Connolly. Farrell then back to Bell. Bell dabs it, looking for the in goal, but Smythe got to it first. Read that well, the young winger.
Tremendous take there from Smythe. Under no pressure. Well, it really is an entertaining game. Both sides eager to keep this ball alive. Perhaps London just lacking a little bit of second phase play.
Oh, and lacking direction there with the pass from Air. Where's Cotton? Where's Cotton picked it up? And then he just lay there, and Connolly put a hand on him.
Pretty close to a voluntary tackle.
I was going to make the point.
Made no move at all. This swarm
Betts went
defense.
for the intercept there. It's going to be back to 0 on the tackle count for London, and it is.
But what swarming defence from Wigan. They really are getting in the face of the London Broncos, and I'm afraid they don't like it. Oh, what has he done that for? That's losing the plot completely.
Well, Glenn Eyre, that was on the very first tackle. I don't know whether he saw the call from the referee. He might not have heard it from Edwards either. He apologises all round.
Well, that's a serious mistake. Haven't had many opportunities over the last 10 minutes. And to kick very early in the tackle count is a sin. That will not be pleasing. That man, Tony Kerry.
No, he's one of the few coaches in the Super League who refuse to bow the knee to Wigan. He insists that they are not unbeatable. I remember he discussed them with me after the Challenge Cup final at Wembley. A day that John Money will not want to remember in a hurry, although it certainly has sparked this Wigan assault on Super League, their defeat at Wembley, Steve-O, against the Sheffield Eagles. Only Leeds have managed to beat them since. Nearly a knock-on by McCormack. He steps out of the challenges brilliantly, and eventually it gets to him.
And he's one of the reasons as well, Robbie McCormack. He's played out of his skin.
Farrell. Missed tackles, 18 by London. They are stepping through them with monotonous regularity. I think that will be, that was forward. It was from Radlinski to Connolly. I was going to say that missed tackle count will be one of Tony Curry's main bones of contention at half-time. That was just about a mile forward, nothing in it really.
Well, pretty close to actually penalising the Wigan side. Connolly was well and truly in front of the fullback Radlinski in an offside position, but he allowed the scrum down.
Gary Connolly, of course, knows the stoop ground from his days in rugby union down here. Another season.
Well, to be fair, it's a game that does have a few forward passes, doesn't it?
Maybe he thought he'd turn the clock back. Smythe. Spun, but Moore got to him, and so did Mestrov. Bart Williams to Edwards. Wide it goes to Peter Gill. Two men out wide of Gill. One of them is Ryan.
Back on the way, fellas, release, hands off.
Bill's doing a good job tonight out there.
Pretty good tactics by Wigan as well. You've noticed that they are not getting anywhere near Shaun Edwards. They're just hanging back, looking for the runners rather than applying the pressure. That's when he's at his best, is Edwards, when people get into his face and then he offloads or the little kick.
Oh, big mistake, try time, and it's Wes Cotton for the man who came from Wigan. And Wes Cotton, he missed the win at Warrington, but a big blunder on their own try line by the Wigan defence for once, and Wes Cotton makes them pay.
Well, a speculative kick on the blind side. Well spotted by Tollett. And a huge mistake by the man who scores solo try himself, Bell. Well, he scores one, but I'm afraid he's allowed one in. It was a woeful effort, and well taken though by Wes Cotton. You take your chances when they present themselves. Good work on the blind side. Having quite a good game is the fullback Tolson Tollett. Remember, the last time Tollett played in a fullback position, it was when they beat Wigan here last year. And what a time to come up with a try.
Cotton with the try, but what did I just say about Mark Bell, who was having a whale of a game out there, out wide for Wigan, and then he comes up with the blunder that opened the gate for Cotton, and Cotton shot through. Try against his former club then. Played in an Academy Cup final and lost heavily to St Helens for Wigan in '95. Change of kicker, Matteson is off, Ryan then takes over. Chris Ryan just one goal this season. And still just one goal this season. But encouragement for London, 8 points to 12. 2 tries, no kicks.
Took it on the blind side. He was in the right position, was a winger. He just made a real meal of it, presented it to Cotton, who gleefully accepts a vital 4 points. They won't come much easier from that.
Kick-off is collected spectacularly by Henry Paul. He feeds Gilmore. Gilmore makes it to the 20-metre mark. Quick play the ball to McCormack. He finds Farrell. This now is Betts.
This is where the message must get out to the London defence from their coach Tony Carey to settle things down, make sure that they don't slip up, don't rest on your laurels.
Well, this is the danger zone, isn't it, for anyone who plays Wigan. The last 4 minutes of the half, Wigan deadly. They're venomous at this stage. Well, Farrell, here they go again.
They always force the play, don't they? They don't just go to sleep just before the half-time break. They'll force the pass, they'll do anything.
Great kick from Radlinski too, and they will hunt the mistake now from this London feed at the scrum.
Put himself in a good position there and allowing much pressure to be applied to him. Got the chance of a good kick. Having quite a nice season is Chris Radlinski.
24-6, 5 minutes to go, first half at Don Valley. Huddersfield led 6-0 at one stage in that match. Sheffield Eagles, of course, their coach John Keir turned St Helens down this week, signed a new 3.5-year deal. At the moment, looks like the Eagles are celebrating. Good tackle. Danny Moore picked up Timu, dumped him down. The ball came free, but it's a penalty to London, and I'm not so sure they've got that right between them, touch judge and referee.
Well, they executed the tackle and
They elbowed it out. Yep. My apologies, Mr. Cummings and touch judge.
Well, that's not the best kick for touch from a penalty I've seen. They've lost. There's a replay there of the incident, all spotted by the official. Now the kick went, would you believe, 3 meters backwards.
It did.
Came right off the side of the boot, and that could have been the mistake. It could have been their undoing.
Millard tackled by Gilmore, and in the end O'Connor.
Farrell got a head right in the teeth. It was an accident, but he certainly felt it.
Chris Ryan plays it. Bart Williams got the pass away to Grant Young.
Well, another drive, and the kick and chase has to be pretty spot on from London. They're going on the early one.
Edwards with the kick. He will hope that finds touch. It's a great kick. It won't find touch, so now London will halt the mistake from Radlinski. Bell tackled across the chest by Gill. Here's Robinson.
Well, it was a big hit, but what a fine tactic there by Shaun Edwards.
He's lost it, Robinson. Wigan have come up with a mistake, and London have got a big chance here with a minute and a half to go.
Well, John Mahoney, the Wigan coach, will be fuming over this. It's the second time that Robinson's come up with an error, but I'm not so sure it was. You could see that it was Timu that knocked the ball clear, missed by the official.
Won't be too impressed. Last minute of the half, can London do a Wigan? Kicking early in the tackle count, very early on the very first. Collard with the chase, but Bell bravely underneath the kick from Edwards.
Well, with only seconds remaining, it was perhaps a good option.
Well, 1 minute to go when the kick came in, but we'll see. They would have had the full set of 6, wouldn't they, Steve-O? And here goes Connolly! Will he make London pay? Oh, he's almost through. He's still going. He wasn't tackled. The hand wasn't on him. He's so difficult to put down. Are London going to pay the price for that kick early on the tackle count? They might here. This is Robinson. Robinson. Bart Williams got to him. It came off the knees of Gilmore. Play on. Oh, brilliant. Betts to Smith. Smith then flicks it. Radlinski will pick it up. And desperate defence from Dunford in the end. 2 tackles, 70 25 metres made. 10 seconds to go. Wigan looking for a killer blow maybe up to half-time. McCormack bets.
Well, will they go for the 1 point?
Well, the next incident will be the last in this first half. London have got it. Grant Young picks it up. He defuses the bomb, and I'll tell you something, London then were living on their nerves for the last minute. They kicked on the first tackle with a minute to go. The gamble nearly backfired against Shaun Edwards. This crowd, though, has been hugely entertained by this match. Robbie McCormack's had a fine first 40 minutes directing play. Glenn got the first London try, but then Wigan hit back. Tony Smith just going through your picture with the first try. Bell then with the second. Bell then came up with a blunder at the other end. Cotton touchdown. It's 12-8 half-time to Wigan. A goal kicker, Terry Matheson, off for much of that first half. And just like Halifax last week, I wonder whether the London Broncos will pay the ultimate price at the end of this match. It's Wigan who will restart in the famous cherry red and white against the London Broncos, and London then will be attacking from right to left as we watch, and it's going to be Chris Radlinski who will get this second half underway.
Okay, fellas.
Almost a tropical evening here in the capital as Radlinski gets us in motion again. It bounces twice in front of Tollett, and Tollett runs the ball out 10 metres before he's met by Terry O'Connor. Grant Young takes the tackle, and I noticed that Robbie Beasley is on from the start of this second half. There he is, the number 26, the regular hooker. He's come on for Bart Williams, who was making his debut. And this is Matt Dunford. He gets to his feet. Beasley, dummy half to Edwards. Edwards with a long kick downfield. In between Radlinski and Bell. Radlinski picks up pace, collects, and the fullback takes the first tackle on this set. The zero tackle. Well, let's see what was said during half-time. Here's Bill on the sideline.
We've seen Robbie Beasley in action already in the second half of the London Broncos. Tony Curry has put him on, he says, to try and speed things up round the play the ball. He's looking for a bit more pace from his side. He's also looking for better defence because too many missed tackles in that first half for his liking. So the Broncos looking to tighten that up. Not a lot said in the Wigan dressing room at half-time by all accounts. John Money just wants his side to concentrate on controlling the ball. They were forcing it a bit too much in the first half and spilling it as a consequence. He just wants them to gain control of the game and then start to dominate.
McCormack on the last tackle puts a big kick in over the head of Tulson Tollett. That will stand up and Tollett will have to run it back. Well, no, he gives it to Wes Cotton instead. Wigan close in for the kill. Wigan, of course, aiming for a 10th consecutive victory. Their sequence includes 4 straight away wins and 1 on the road in Swansea against St Helens, of course. So it's the best record in the game that Wigan are defending here, and London taking the battle to them every inch of the way. 2 minutes, second half gone, as we were at half-time. London now in possession. Big hit there by Gilmore, and Millard felt that. Now, Edwards to Gill. Gill straight up the middle. Mestrop to him first, helped out by O'Connor. That's 4 tackles gone. And the missed tackles that Tony Curry talking about, 21 from London in the first half, but Wigan 9 handling errors, uncharacteristic from them. They put the ball down plenty of times last week against Halifax, Steve-O, and it's come with them to the capital.
Yes, it is a problem for them, but that's the first time that they utilised the big in-goal area. And what a mistake there!
Another big mistake by Danny Moore.
Dearie me today. Well, that's the reason why your kicking game has to be good. Your chase is to be good, and then hope that a mistake comes up like that. And Danny Moore has come up with a big one. Pressure now will be applied.
Well, this is a golden opportunity for the London Broncos. And it's with Gill. And now Air, and he thought about spinning the pass and then had second thoughts. Held on. Beasley looks for the runner. It's Dunford. Dunford taking on O'Connor, who stands there firm as a rock. Beasley dummy half. He gives it to Gill. Wide it goes to Edwards. They've got a man on the overlap out wide, but this is Rexless. And Rexless is quickly closed down by Danny Moore, who came up with the original blunder, remember. This is Rob Smythe.
Smythe was looking for somebody there, but there was no one looking.
Beasley trying to pitch one, and Beasley's over.
little doubt about it. Good play by the substitute hooker. That is a fair try, right onto the whitewash. If it's on the line, it's sufficient. He threw an enormous dummy to the blind and then came back to it. And the ball, as you can see, was on the line there. Well, what a time to come up with a try. And what a time for the mistake to come from Danny Moore.
Try given by the video referee. Robbie Beasley just on the field from half-time. We've only had a couple of minutes, 4 minutes in fact, of the second half, and Beasley on the score sheet.
Well, they'll be calling him super sub after this, but it was an enormous dummy, wasn't it? And it was his opposite number that took it. This is the mistake here. You could see again that Danny Moore was taking his eyes off the football. And from this resulting scrum, they get the try that they were looking for.
So Chris Ryan here to give the London Broncos the lead. He misses. London could pay the price of not having their regular goal kicker Terry Matheson out there. 12-all.
But what an effort from this. This is an enormous, look at that. And they took it. They couldn't stop him, neither could O'Connor, and you can see there that his opposite number, Robbie McCormack, took it very nicely. Thank you. Accepted by that man.
Beasley now has scored 7 tries, 5 of them in Super League this year, and every one of the 7 tries in all competitions have come right here at the Stoop.
Good play by Edwards. He got out of the block.
Oh, Millard. No need for that.
That is stupid play by Shane Millard. Undone all the hard work by the halfback Sean Edwards. The flop right in front of the official.
Well, he did well against Warrington last week, but that will not have impressed Tony Curry. 5.5 minutes, second half gone. The scores are level. London will be saying, oh, for a goal kicker. A goal kicker like this man in possession, Andy Farrell.
They've done a good job on the Wigan skipper, who really hasn't taken control of this game.
Betts, up the middle he goes. Beasley doing well with Millard again. This is McCormack, lovely ball out the back door to Henry Paul. Millard and Young.
Much better there from Millard.
Smith. Up the middle goes Mestrov. Terry Matheson looks like he'll be playing no further part in this match. He's changed and on the bench. Huge kick from Farrell. Hanging. Penalty against Wigan. Tollett was taken out as he went to claim that ball.
Never made any attempt to go for the football, and you can see that Betts made contact. That was sufficient for the official Stuart Cummings to give the penalty to the Broncos, and that is a real let-off for them.
Well, London have lost at home to Halifax, Leeds, Castleford in 1998 so far. A month ago, they had no hope of making the 5, but never say never to Tony Curry and the London Broncos. They're right back in the hunt now, and 12-all against Wigan. If they win here tonight, it would really set them up for the latter stages of the season. And here's Wes Cotton. 8 rounds to go, including this one, of course, between now and the playoffs. Edwards with the kick between Robinson and Radlinski, but Robinson the more alert. He gets to it first, and Robinson sets off again. Beasley got to him. That's the 0 tackle. Don't forget the grand final on the 24th of October, Saturday night at Old Trafford. If you need any more information other than the fact that the game kicks off at 6:30, ring Super League Europe on 0113 234 4455 during normal office hours. Tickets going well, we understand, for that. Be a great night at Old Trafford on the 24th of October, and I think every self-respecting Super League fan in the country should be there. Which teams will be competing? It's a big question. Lost the ball, Wigan.
Bit safe there.
Beasley's all over the place.
Terry O'Connor really should have held on to that. Possession was vital. Again, we see Wigan throwing away the opportunity to apply even more pressure. And he will not be pleased with their coach, John Mooney, and rightly so. And I'm sure that Tony Carey will also get the message out to Sean Edwards to make sure that his kicking game's improved.
Lovely ball from Beasley.
good play out wide. Well, it should have been a penalty. That's the reason why the crowd are booing. And the official, Stuart Cummings, was actually looking away when the incident came a few seconds before that. He didn't get any help from the touch judges, and he should have. Wigan player was all over it. This is the incident, Paul over the top. And then he had another bite of the cherry. Look at that, you can't do that. Well, the referee wasn't looking in the right way, but the two touch judges must have seen it.
Well, the chant ringing around this ground is Broncos, Broncos, because the London fans sense a famous victory here. They made it torrid for Wigan last year. 38 points to 12, the London Broncos won here. Wigan's widest margin of defeat in Super League so far. The kick downfield is fielded by Tollett.
And it was a good kick as well by Andrew Farrell.
Changes from John Money, Cassidy and young Paul Johnson on the field for Wigan. Fresh legs.
Well, we said that fitness would play its part here, even though it's a little bit cooler now. The sun has gone in, but it's still warm out there. Still a chance for it to be a little bit slippy. Sweaty palms, and mistakes definitely come.
Beasley having a wow of a second half, only been on 10 minutes, and the Broncos transform. Level pegging at 12 all. Huddersfield 32 points to 6 down again against the Sheffield Eagles at Don Valley. So no matter what happens here, Sheffield look like they might do their top 5 aspirations a lot of good tonight. This is Robinson.
Always looks dangerous, Robinson, doesn't he? But the chase was excellent. They really have tightened up their defence in the second half of the Broncos.
Connolly gets the ball away despite the tackle from Grant Young. Radlinski tackled by Retzless. Dunford was there as well. This is Farrell. Here's Betts, tackled by Ayre. Smith was the dummy half. He finds Gilmore. Gilmore then finds Moore to Robinson, who's all wrapped up by Rob Smythe. 10 minutes of this second half gone. Nearly 11 minutes now. Robinson again for Wigan. Such a dangerous customer is Jason Robinson. Last one for Wigan. London have done well here, restricting them to just inside the London half of the field. Farrell with the kick, arrowing towards the corner. Cotton in no hurry, collects it on his own try line. Paul Connolly and also Paul Johnson was there, but this is Tollett. Well, I'm not so sure about the haircut, but my word, what a night this lad's having. Caught by Radlinski in the end. He didn't panic though, he held on. Quick play the ball, Wigan could be stretched.
Edwards there on the inside, but I think Tollett did the right thing. As Eddie mentioned, he did not panic. But what a game he's having as a fullback. It may not be the best looking hairstyle as far as I'm concerned, but who cares? The kid's on fire.
Timu with the dummy half. Beasley to Edwards. Edwards then back to Tollett. Drop goal attempt from Tollett. And Tollett gives London the lead. Does he? Yes, he does. Stuart Cummings raises the arm. And Tolson Tollett edges London ahead.
Well, this is a carbon copy of the game last year. It was Matheson that dropped 1 point to make it 13-12. That put the Broncos in the lead nearly 12 months ago. And Tollett this time edges them forward. Remember, the Broncos went on to win 38-12. Can we ever repeat? What a game!
Well, lightning doesn't strike twice in the Super League. Or does it?
Well, that is amazing, Eddie. It's about the same time
It
as
is.
well.
I remember it well. Absolutely to the minute. And London again hit the front, 13-12. Now then.
Never mind the minute, it was 52 minutes, 14 seconds. Believe me.
Never. McCormack gets the pass away to O'Connor. Suddenly Wigan tried to lift the pace. McCormack again. Farrell. Farrell, great run.
They've kept him quiet, haven't they?
And this fella Smith, but off goes Tony Smith.
But they realise Farrell last week against Halifax made only one break, but it was sufficient to win them the game. They've still got plenty of match match winners out there of Wigan.
Tollett as well, but a great chase by Robinson also. Tollett kept his calm, kept his nerve. He must have heard Robinson bearing down on him.
Good kick and chase. Accepted it well, did Charlton Tollett. Well, he's playing at fullback as though he's played there his entire career. What a performance from him. I might have a haircut like that, if that is what it does to your performance.
Millard picks himself up, Beasley, and he looks for the runner who is Wes Cotton. And what a time for Charlton Tollett to come up with his very first one-pointer in the British game. Scored one during his career down under, but that's the first drop goal from Charlton Tollett in this country. And how important could it be? No goal kicker, Steve-O, for converting tries, but a one-pointer from the boot of Tollett.
Well, there's still plenty to go in this game. A few twists and turns, I'm sure. We keep mentioning the fact that Wigan will never lie down. So much skill and talent out there. And I suppose you've really got to point to the fact maybe the London Broncos will their defence hang on for the full 80 minutes. There's been times earlier in the season where they've struggled. That was pretty close to a forward as well.
From McCormack to O'Connor. Here is Gary Connolly. He gives it to Henry Paul. Henry Paul, they can't put him down. He finds Connolly once more. The London defence, though, was reassembled.
He lost it.
Could they lose it? It went backwards.
Well, the tackle is completed, he said, but I think he lost it before the ball carrying arm hit the ground.
He was very quick to blow, Stuart Cummings. Warrington Saints, another vital match, bearing in mind the race for the top five, Sunday, 6:30, Sky Sports 1. And as I tell you that, Dennis Betts comes to the sidelines and looks injured. He then has been withdrawn and Simon Horton returns. But Dennis Betts at the moment does not look terribly clever and is immediately receiving treatment. I noticed the Wigan doctor is also swiftly down there as well. Meanwhile, play continues with Rexless. Betts has obviously got a problem. So it's not quite going Wigan's way at the moment as Millard takes it up again for the Broncos.
Patience is the key now for the Broncos, not to force the issue.
This is Edwards.
That's back to 6. But it wasn't picked up by the London Broncos, so no advantage there. The scrum will be formed.
I think it will be head and feet to London also.
Yep.
It is. Knock on against Henry Paul, I think.
There you can see Paul get the fingertips to it. Well, the tactics are right by the Broncos. Obviously, they had to come out and score early in this second half. They did that. Good opportunity to try by Robbie Beasley.
Oh, and Ryan went without the ball.
Went
The ball went backwards. Gods are smiling at the moment on London. Here's Gill. Gives it to Smythe. Look at that. 13 handling errors from Wigan. Add that to however many they made last week. It has been an uncharacteristic couple of games from the Wigan Warriors, this.
Well, they've been put under immense pressure. The big problem for London in the first 40 minutes, of course, they were missing so many tackles. That has tightened up now.
Brad Young and the missed tackle count. They'd only missed one this half. It was 21, remember, at the start of the 40 minutes. Now it's up to 22. Here's Edwards. Now it's with Ryan. Connolly and Cassidy get to him.
Will they go for the one-pointer again? They may as well. It's a good option.
It's with Edwards. Quickly closed down. Air. They're going to run it. Out wide with Rexless. Now here's Timu. And Timu puts boot to ball. Collided with. Rexless goes in on Robinson. And the touch judge is on. And I think we might see that London have got a penalty here. Referee will take the report.
Timu offloads here onto the kick. And you could see there a deliberate shoulder charge by Danny Moore. Professional foul. He should go. This deserves 10 minutes in the sin bin. Professional foul.
Oh, well, no. That's the way we saw it.
Well, Danny Moore obviously has protested his innocence to referee Stuart Cummings. John Timu is down and he's injured. The shoulder straight into the chest.
Little doubt about it. Timu had already made contact with a foot onto the football.
Well, they're going to run this, I think, or is Charlton Tollett thinking about having a shot at goal himself? They've tried one or two other options. They're going to kick for goal. Who's it going to be given to, though? Tollett, the one-point specialist, or Chris Ryan again?
Well, a bit of a powwow there. I'm not so sure who was the chief and who were the Indians. Officially, it should be Peter Gill. He's the captain, but I think there might have been a few words from a man called Shaun Edwards there.
Yes, I think Gill came in and he added his weight of opinion to the debate a bit late on. But Tolson Tollett is now the third kicker, and of course he's making his first appearance as the last line of defence since that big win over Wigan here in 1997.
Well, things are going right for him so far.
Didn't go right to the Barbers this week, though, did they? Dearly me.
Do Barbers do that sort of thing? Barbers? They went out in the 30s, didn't they?
Tollett! Doesn't matter what the haircut's like, he's come up with a valuable 2 points. 15 points to 12, London Edge further ahead.
Superb strike, and as we mentioned, this man can do no wrong tonight. Tolson Tollett.
Disconsolate figure, Dennis Betts. I think he's picked up some sort of leg problem. Let's check out the situation with Dennis, because Bill has been watching the situation closely.
No wonder he looks so dejected, because Dennis Betts has picked up a serious knee injury. Well, what could be a serious knee injury. The early diagnosis is lateral ligament damage, and he's not going to be coming back in this second half, bar a miraculous recovery. So problems mounting up for the Wigan Warriors.
An hour of the match gone. John Loney's problems start to mount here in London. Lateral ligaments, I mean, I'm no physiotherapist. I know Steve-O knows a bit about the human body, but Steve-O, lateral ligaments of the knee, I mean, is that the season gone for Betts?
I would think so, if it is as bad as perhaps what the doctor is suggesting.
Well, the face on Dennis Betts really said it all, didn't it?
It certainly did. And also the face of their coach, John Money. He wasn't too happy with the things that are happening out there. And he's got, oh, that's going from bad to worse.
Horton puts that one down.
Well, I get the impression now that Wigan are just starting to think that all they have to do is play fancy football and win this game without having to work and graft hard.
London then were claiming, by the way, that maybe McCormack was offside when he dropped on that loose ball, but the referee saw it a totally different way. That's why he's put the scrum down for the knock-on.
Well, we aren't seeing the hard yards by the Wigan forwards as yet, and that's what's needed.
Any idea about the man of the match? 0891 33 33 13. Prize for you on offer. 2 tickets for that grand final at Old Trafford, which will be one of the nights to remember.
That's what they want. Carroll taking it up there. London are going forward. They're getting over the advantage line.
Edwards all wrapped up by Henry Paul. Tolson Tollett gives it to Dunford. Dunford then will drive it in towards the posts.
Surely they'll go for 1 point.
Well, maybe so, or will they drive it in? They're going for 4 again. So close. Is that Beasley once more? It is. What a match he's having. Carroll trying to squeeze it over. And it was on the last. It was right under the sticks. It was worth the chance. It's a turnover.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think I'd have been reefing that football back to Tollett or Edwards to go for 1 point.
Johnson. Paul Johnson dances away. Tackled by Eyre, finished off by Mark Carroll. It's very much London's half so far.
Great tackle there by Retchless. I know he missed one. Oh, they're into it.
Cassidy got the ball away though to O'Connor. This is a torrid battle now for Wigan. McCormack makes priceless meters up the middle. Carroll picked him out like an exocet, and McCormack is hurt.
Well, Millard went low and Carroll just cocked the gun, and this is it going. Fire, crack. Oh, and it went over the top. Well,
and the referee saying that he was going down in the original tackle, so that's why he's not penalised Mark Carroll for a high shot, but Robbie McCormack doesn't look too clever.
I'm not so sure.
Well, he wasn't certainly on his knees, as Stuart Cummings said.
Still above the shoulders. All right, he was falling down. And he's not too cracky, isn't Robbie McCormack? He's had a fine game for Wigan. There you see it, Millard low, Carroll whack. Well, I think he's lucky to get away with that. I know we heard Stuart Cummings say that he was going low. He does duck and dive underneath, does Robbie McCormack.
Yeah, he's got a nasty cut above the eye. And the doctor, Dr. Zaman, comes on to take a look at it. And he advises Robbie McCormack to leave the scene of battle for the time being. So he will no doubt be placed in the blood bin by referee Stuart Cummings. Meanwhile, the doctor is attending to another Wigan player out wide. I think it's Danny Moore who is being attended to over on the far side.
Ready, fellas, yes, last
Well, they found it tough going, haven't they? And that's a big blow for Wigan, because Robbie McCormack is a vital cog in the Wigan machine. And so is the man that's just kicked that football, Andy Farrell. We haven't seen a lot from him. They've kept him quiet.
They're not keeping this fella quiet, though, Colin.
Maybe it's time for Mr. Farrell to really come good in the hour of need. He did it for a couple of seasons, a couple of years back. He really was. Oh, that's a bad mistake.
Wigan have got it back. Just a quick reminder about that Academy League programme. It's Tuesday at 6 on Sky Sports 3 with Steve Owen, Bill and the gang. The youngsters who will take the game forward to the next century. It'll be Warrington Saints who will feature, and a roundup of all the other games as well. Meanwhile, this is the big stuff. This is the Super League. And London ahead by 15 points to 12. Are they on the verge of another famous night here at the Stoop? This now is Gilmore. Gilmore looks on his inside and finds Paul under pressure from Edwards. He falls. Wigan looking to get over the line here for a vital try. Long pass out wide. It was from Farrell. Bounced off the feet. And offside against Wigan, says referee Stuart Cummings.
Well, again, we see a situation where Wigan just wasted. Well, that went backwards, and Horton is in behind him. How on earth can that be offside?
Unless,
Well, he can't be.
but he can't.
Horton was clearly behind him. Even if he came from an offside position, he went past the man who was passing the football, back onside. Well, I must say, the rub of the green has gone the Broncos' way tonight.
It has.
A lot of the coaches often say that, don't complain about it. It'll level itself out throughout the season. But I'm not so sure that you might get some words of wisdom from John Money after this if it stays like this.
London have certainly increased the tempo, though, in this second half. And this is Millard.
They sure have, and they're not frightened to work, get over that line, and also not frightened to make sure that their tackles are completed.
What a night it'll be for Edwards if he is on the winning side again for the Broncos, this time against Wigan. Of course, he was on the winning side against his former club Bradford on the road. Not the best pass though from Ryan. He was looking for Cotton out wide and only found the touch judge.
Well, it's at this point where the experienced players in the London outfit should really have taken control there. They should have put a kick into the in-goal area.
Yes, they're running the power play a bit, aren't they?
We spoke about it before the match, that they did that on a purpose and they haven't utilised it.
Gilmore, a brave run under all the heavy traffic. Robinson is the dummy half, and Robinson always is a potential match winner. Dennis Betts is just checking the knee out. He obviously wants to come back.
Well, it's been a tremendous effort by the Broncos in the second half. The defensive qualities are outstanding.
This is Paul. There's a little gap opened up for Paul, and he's through Edwards. He's turning round. Collett gets to him, stops the momentum briefly. Out wide it goes to Bell. Try for Wigan. Wigan cut loose. The referee hasn't given it again.
It's all right round the...
He wants to check it out. See if there was a collision
Grounded okay, that's only...
by Bell on the corner flag. If it's A-OK, this is the second try of the match for Bell. He believes it's a try, but that was Henry Paul who would not allow this ball to go dead.
No doubt about that this is a try, nowhere near the corner flag. And again, a touch of brilliance. Henry Paul made the break, and from this, Bell goes in for a vital try. They will not lie down. That you can always say about the Wigan outfit. They have the skill factor out there, and it was Henry Paul with the run. They just could not put him down.
Try is given, no problems with it, and Mark Bell has only just come on to replace Danny Moore, and immediately he makes an impact. His second try of this match.
Well, it was run from Paul that put them in this position. They kept it alive, and look how he just jinks back on the inside. Gets away again. The step was superb there. Tully couldn't get him down. Neither could Ryan. Connolly zips it out, and Bell takes it well. Well, London have to go back and point the finger at themselves. Instead of running the power play, they should have utilised the kick. They didn't, and they paid the price.
So Farrell now with a vital conversion attempt, because at the moment it's 16-15 to Wigan, just one in it, and this now to give Wigan a 3-point advantage. And Farrell knows, so does Tony Curry, just how important this conversion attempt is. Andy Farrell has come up with another great kick. He's absolutely deadly with the boot. And it's Wigan 18, London 15.
What a psychological boost that is. But you can see the three defenders sucked into one area. It allowed Paul just the opening he needed. Then the step. Tollett just half stopped him, but he had the chance to get it away. Good play by Connolly. Offload out wide. You could see the winger had been sucked in. What a match. Not over yet. Plenty of time.
Not over by a long shot. Dunford is taken off. Grant Young comes back on. But when Andy Farrell lined up that kick, my mind went back to Super League in 1996 at Central Park, when Terry Mattison kicked a goal from virtually a similar position in that match to earn London a draw when they really did come of age as a Super League force, really. It was a kick that denied Wigan the title that year, and from almost the same sort of angle, the same sort of range here tonight, Andy Farrell has kicked what could be a priceless goal. Wigan 18, London 15. A try will do for either side, I think, to win it. Don't forget to join us for World of Super League Wednesday at 8 on Sky Sports 3, a special programme, because we'll be bringing you the big news of the franchise meeting involving Super League Europe for the future of the game that has been held in Leeds earlier that day, and we'll have reaction to the news of whoever the new franchisees are for 1999. So keep right up to date with the progress in Super League, the World of Super League Wednesday at 8 o'clock Sky Sports 3. Right now, though, we have just 11 minutes left for play, and Wigan have edged in front again, 18 points to 15. Big kick over the top. Tollett has got bags of time. Now then, he'll settle himself and head off on a run. But met by Gary Connolly.
Good kick and chase yet again. Farrell, one of the few occasions that he turned the fullback around Tollett. It's scrambling time now. Wigan sniffed that they could have got out of jail yet again. You had that feeling when they beat Halifax last week. And we keep mentioning the fact that Farrell only one clean break throughout the game, but it was sufficient to win it for them.
Edwards is trapped by Andy Farrell, who actually, Farrell has not done as much creating as he normally does, but my word, he's kept a watch on Edwards.
As he ever, and that wonderful conversion, that could help too. Because that conversion made all the difference, because London could have got downfield and gone for the one-pointer, which would have given them the draw.
Noticed it was on the last tackle. There's the kick, claimed easily by Radlinski. Good tackle there.
Retchless.
Inevitable, isn't it, that it's Retchless. 63 tackles for him against the Bulls in Edinburgh, but tonight, Andy Farrell, 26. His average this year has been 21 per game, 26 tonight. And here he is again now. Now Bell on a hat-trick. Wrapped up, nowhere to go.
Certainly played his part, hasn't he?
Cassidy.
Apart from the big mistake which led to a Broncos try, he's certainly been involved throughout. It really has been a crunch game, hasn't it? That's better there from Mestrov. They need more of that.
Last one, though.
Amazing how a try can lift your confidence, doesn't it?
Good kick again from Farrell, turning Colson Tollett round. Massive in goals, that won't run dead. So Tollett will
silly penalty, trying to get back the 10 metres. They'll be trying to keep London camped within their own half.
Carroll. That's the third gone. 23 metres made. They're still in their own half of the field. 5 minutes to go at Don Valley. Sheffield have won. No doubt about that. Well picked up off his toes by Ryan.
Tremendous take there by the big centre. But it's getting to that point in time now where they've got to throw caution to the wind of the Broncos. They're running out on the clock.
Last tackle again. That's why Edwards has put the kick in to turn Robinson round. Chase isn't as good as Wigan's though. They arrive now. And Wrexler's leading from the front again. 8 minutes to go.
Just never stops, does he, Wrexler's? And this is where composure must come into the Wigan's play now. Ensure that they keep possession. He knows how vital it is, the captain, Andrew Farrell.
O'Connor. Good run from the prop. Cassidy, dummy half. Smith. Gilmore. Grounded on halfway. Henry Paul had a good game again. Played well at Halifax last week as well. This is the last. Smith with the kick downfield. Rob Smythe is there. That won't run dead. He's in trouble. He's out of trouble. Good run. Bravery from the little winger. And a great chase from Robinson.
Excellent play. But again, now we see late in this match how Wigan are utilising those deep in goals.
That's Timu. Wrexler's dummy half. Edwards. Gill looking over his shoulder. There was no second phase of attack.
Well, the man of the moment for London has been their fullback, Tolton Tullett. This is the time when he has to chime into the three-quarter line.
Here's Gill. Now Edwards. Glenn, there's Tollett. Did well. Quick hands. Wrexler. Timu. Smythe. Good defence. Wrexler again. Last tackle, and London restricted to only the halfway line. Ayr puts the kick in then. And he finds touch.
Hoping for the mistake is the send-off, Glenn Ayr.
But it came in the first half once or twice, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a fine effort, wasn't it?
Judged to perfection, that.
Just squeezed in. But there, in the top left-hand corner, is the biggest problem for the Broncos, and they know it.
Well, London enjoying their best run of the season prior to tonight. 3 straight wins. They are seeking back-to-back wins at the Stoop for the first time this year.
What a big match this guy's had as well.
Played well, Paul.
Henry Paul back to his best.
He was last week against Halifax. Now.
Very adventurous as well. And it's amazing, isn't it, this Wigan outfit, they just have that knack of providing that bit of skill, the touch of class when they most need it. When they look down and out, oh, there's a bad problem there.
Yes, someone's flat out. Millard, I think it is.
Oh, dear me, there's a knock on the head, and let's hope they can keep his spine straight.
Yeah, we got him.
It's the neck problem, and they need to take extreme caution here. The clash of heads. It definitely is a problem on the neck, and he just caught it wrong. He couldn't get the head to one side, and he went down in agony.
Tony, can you get it up on the screen?
Billy, it's 5 to go, there's 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Well, these are very desperate moments for Shane Millard. They called immediately for the neck brace, which is there, the stretcher as well. And John Money and Andy Goodway will be as concerned as every one of us in this ground.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it, that it looks so innocuous there. Just a basic, simple tackle. Trying to stop the progress of Cassidy. And Millard Knew he was in a lot of trouble, and you can see there, he couldn't get his head to one side. He grabs the back of the neck. He knew he had a problem with the spine, and you can see him waving to the sidelines, please, please come and help. And full credit, they were out there very, very quickly.
As you can see, the paramedics are there as well. And the ground here at the Stoop just is holding its breath and just hoping that there isn't a major problem developing here for Shane Millard. Made his debut last week as a substitute against Warrington last Sunday, formerly with the South Sydney club. Sydney City and West, also a former under-19 representative for Australia in 1994. Only 23 years of age, Shane Millard. And still in almost total silence here at the Stoop, it must be said, as the crowd wait to see Millard lifted onto that stretcher and then taken from the field.
Well, it's a sad moment because this has been an outstanding game of rugby league football, and let's hope that the youngster will be okay.
And as you can see, his neck is firmly clamped in the brace. And he leaves the field to sympathetic applause, also from Terry Mattison. And the London Broncos now, having used all their substitutes, are now down to 12 men for the remainder of this match. It was the last tackle. That's where the play resumes. And Farrell kicks for touch on the last, just to eat up the clock.
And he knew the importance of it too.
That's the final score from the Don Valley. So Sheffield Eagles have won 56-10. If it stays like this, then Sheffield go 6th tonight. Wigan will go 6 points clear at the top, with Leeds to play, of course, over the weekend at Salford. And London go to Sheffield early in September, so it's still all to play for, as this outstanding season of Super League.
Good work there by Robinson. They've stepped up a gear now, Wigan in their defence. And they did that as soon as they took the lead.
Gill just hangs on. Tollett on his inside. Immediately he's flattened by Mestrov. Edwards. Out wide it goes to Glenair. This now is Ryan, Smith and O'Connor in the defensive quality. And again, London restricted to the halfway line and no further. Tollett. Little chip over the top. That's something that might open up for him, but well watched by Mestrov.
Well, I'm not so sure that the prop forward should have been in that position. Well, he can't believe it. At a moment when they really should have been sticking the ball at the jumper. 3 men came for the same ball, and Paul decided to miss all 3 of them.
So this is a big opportunity now for London Broncos with 12 men, remember. No substitutions left, so they have to battle on with Shane Millard off the field on a stretcher, and we hope that he's okay. This is Gill. 3 minutes to go. Here's Grant Young. He'll drive it through. O'Connor desperate. Tony Curry knows this might be the last throw of the dice. Edwards. Edwards again. Out wide it goes. Rexless. And Rexless sees a gap. That was a telling tackle from Tony Smith. Here's Mark Carroll.
Great defence there.
It's the last one for London. It's flicked back. Timu got a hand on it. Play on. This is Glenair. Air gives it width to Young. Young then back on the inside to Ryan, who was clobbered by Farrell. He loses the possession. Henry Paul comes up with it, and Wigan survive.
Try the ball back on the inside. What a big hit though by Andy Farrell. It had to be. Ryan couldn't keep control of that ball, and maybe Tony Kerry, the Broncos coach, was wanting the kick into the in-goal area. They have not utilised that tonight.
Robinson scampering away. Tackled by Timu. Inside the last 2 minutes here. This is Mestrov.
He knows what to do.
Last one. Wigan now restricted only to halfway. Farrell got away from Edwards, and Edwards throws his arms up in despair because there was nobody there to cut down the options for Farrell. It's a good kick too. Cotton has to pick it up. 10 metres from his own line, the chase arrives.
5 of them, they just swamped the winger.
John Boney.
Tense moments for the Wigan coach.
This is the last chance you feel for the London Broncos. They must throw caution to the wind, you feel, but they have plenty of tackles left. Edwards, restless again.
Well, full credit to both sides. This has been an outstanding effort.
Little dink through, and it didn't come off for Edwards on that occasion. He's furious. He's furious with himself, and he's furious with Farrell for reading the situation perfectly.
Quite a little dink through, trying to go through it. And as you can see, the frustration etched on his face. Wigan will just drive it through and go for the one-pointer. This is a kick that Farrell just pounced on. They'll take their time. Into the post. Farrell's hanging back.
That's Mestrov with that drive. Cassidy. Here's Tony Smith. Four tackles gone. Cassidy again. Cassidy loses it. Now then, Glenn gets the pass out wide. Ryan. Oh, Ryan doesn't find Cotton, and that's it. Tony Curry knows that's the end of it, and Wigan have won, and London lose ground in the race for the top 5 because Sheffield have come up with a big victory at Don Valley.
Well, that's the ball game. The winger could not drag it in. It wasn't the best pass. And Tony Kerry just shrugs the shoulders.
There's the siren, and it's all over here at the Stoop. A great match, though. For the second Friday in a row, we've seen Wigan taken to the line. But like the true champion team that they are, Wigan come up with the goods. And Bell's try, converted by Farrell, with 12 minutes left for play, won the match. But I'm rather thinking that London have won many new friends here at the Stoop tonight. An excellent game. And Andy Farrell